And yeah, Kels, are you good to go?
Yep, I'm good to go whenever you want to record.
All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Live from Your Laptop. Hear straight from Klaviyo's community of some of the fastest growing brands and partners about how they're growing their e-commerce business and owning their destiny. Hosted by Morgan Lasky, for today's episode, we welcome Haus Laboratories.
All right, hello and welcome to Live from Your Laptop, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully it's Tuesday for everyone, but I'm so glad that you could join us today. If you haven't done so already, please turn your video on. As you can see, we're not in a traditional webinar. I want to see all of your beautiful faces, so please turn your video on. You should probably stay on mute for now. And feel free to use the chat, and I'd love to know who is tuning in today. So give us your name, what company you are from, and where you're tuning in live with us today. I'm glad you could all join us after learning earlier that there were some major outages with Verizon and Comcast and Zoom. I was a little bit panic mode this morning when I was having computer issues, and then Kelsey on the events team here, she was like, here's your issue. So glad we could all be together. At least it's not just my computer, and if we're going down, we're all going down together. So my name is Morgan Lasky, and I head up our community events program here at Klaviyo. I'm also the host of this fun little talk show that you are all going to be a part of for the next hour. For those of you who have been tuning into Live from Your Laptop each week, welcome back, you guys. It is so great to see you again, and thank you for being here. For those who are joining us for the very first time today, welcome to the show. Nothing is super fancy. I am in my closet / office, and there's no webinar backgrounds. We don't have a ton of slides we're going to put up. It's really about getting some of the brands that are using Klaviyo, who are growing with Klaviyo and doing amazing stuff, getting them on the show, talking with them, finding out what works, what doesn't, and then doing a fun activity to engage the community at the end. So we're really excited that you guys could find time to be with us today. I'm super excited for today, you guys. I'm actually at a loss for words, and I'm trying to keep my composure, but I think after talking to our guests on the show today, they know how excited I am. But it's not just because I'm a Lady Gaga fan or anything, but really, you guys, we are incredibly honored to be chatting with the folks over at Haus Labs about how they have built this beauty brand and their marketing efforts, and how Klaviyo has been a great partner of theirs for the last 2 years. So here's the game plan. Here's what's going to happen in the next 55 minutes. We've got the digital operations manager, Katrina, and the manager of influencer marketing and PR, Maram, here to discuss some of their growth strategies and ways they are utilizing Klaviyo. You all know that they can't give us their secret sauce, but we're definitely going to get them to share some good stuff with you guys. And we've got some pretty awesome questions lined up that you all submitted when you registered. I couldn't pull them all, but I pulled the most, interesting ones. So thank you for submitting those. After the chat, unfortunately, Lady Gaga didn't get back to me about a special performance today. A girl can dream, right? But we have the next best thing. Maram is going to do a little cosmetics demo with us. So if you want to follow along, all you need are basic products such as eyeliner, lipstick, blush, a couple of tools. If you already have some of Haus Labs products, that's even better. But she's going to coach us into using these products to create a look that expresses your individuality, because that is what Lady Gaga is all about. So we're going to take about 10-15 minutes towards the end, and we're going to get creative with our faces and even learn a few pro tips. Lastly, we're doing a giveaway, $100 worth of Haus Labs products. So you guys better listen up during the Q&A section. I will say the last couple of times we've been going way too easy with this giveaway question, you guys. So we're definitely making it a little tougher this time. Few reminders before we get into it. Please make sure that you are on mute. Would love to see your beautiful face, but living with dogs and cats and kids and other people can be distracting. So we just want to make sure that we're muted. If you guys think of a question, pop it in the chat. We may not be able to get to it. If we can, we will. If not, the beauty of the community is that y'all can answer each other's questions. So I love to see that conversation going on in the chat. I'm reading the chat right now. Adopting a pig. Hey, pigs make noise too. So yeah, you guys can feel free to carry on in the chat. I think that's all the general housekeeping stuff that I have. I want to really get into the questions. So let's get it going, you guys. I'm going to turn it over to Katrina to kick us off with some intros.
Hi, everyone. I'm Katrina DeChance, and I am the Digital Operations Manager and Customer Retention Manager for Haus Labs. I've been with the company since May 2019, since before we launched. And before joining Haus, I have about 6 years of e-commerce experience. And we are so excited to be with you today to talk to you about our company and where we've been and where we're going and all the things that have helped us along the way.
My turn. Katrina, beautiful introduction, beautiful colleague. My name is Maram Audi, and I am part of the Influencer Relations family at Haus. I am the senior manager. I have approximately 8 years experience in the beauty industry now, so veteran. I've been with Haus for about 1.5 years. I started in October of 2019. It's been a very fun ride, and I'm really, really excited to talk to you about some of our products and our influencer relations activations.
Love it. Thank you so much, you guys. You seem so passionate about what you do, and I think it's really going to come through in our conversation today. So kicking it off first, tell us about Haus Labs. What's the brand's mission? What are you all about?
Sure. So Haus launched back in July 2019, and we are founded by Lady Gaga, of course. And so we're a team of about 45 people. We're based in the LA area. And I think what's really interesting about our team is that a lot of our employees have really varied and interesting backgrounds. We have people from beauty, of course, and people from e-commerce, but we have people from tech, we have people from gaming, we have people from other celebrity brands. And I think the variety of experience makes us a really interesting group with a lot of great ideas and kind of do things a little bit differently than a lot of other brands do. As far as what our mission is and what we're really here to do, Haus is really about creating beauty in the way that you see it, not necessarily in the way that, magazines tell you or Instagram tells you. Our mission statement is up on the screen for you, and so I'll read it quickly. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but at Haus Laboratories, we say beauty is how you see yourself. We want you to love yourself, and it's our mission to spread kindness, bravery, and creativity by providing tools for self-expression and reinvention. And so, as I mentioned, it's really about using our products the way you want to, doing what makes you feel good about yourself. For some people, that means, applying a ton of makeup. For some people, it's a little bit of lip gloss, but whatever it is for you, that's amazing, and we're here to support you along the way.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think we have this special little thing here. It's like your manifesto, right? Do you want to go through this with us? It's striking.
Yes.
Love this.
Sure. Yeah, I won't read through the whole thing. It's on our website if you want to check it out. But a lot of people ask us, why beauty? Why is Lady Gaga doing this? If she's, she does so many things. She does music, she does fashion, she does all these things. What is the beauty time for her? And the reality is it's really personal. And so this is her letter that she kind of wrote to the community when we were starting Haus Labs. And it's really about how for her, when she was growing up, beauty was a way for her to kind of feel brave and to put on makeup and feel like someone new. And that's really where this idea and this person of Lady Gaga was born. So for her, it's not just, products she's passionate about. For her, it's really what helped her become who the world knows her as today.
Yeah, because baby, you're born this way. I love it. That's like I love that song. I wish we could have played it in the beginning, but I heard we probably would have got shut down by Facebook or something for copyright. So
I wouldn't tell.
Yeah, I love that manifesto. It feels super. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that, and I love that there's freedom in your brand and your products to really speak to you creating your look and not somebody telling you this standard of beauty. I love that. So very on point. Okay, so I think this actually goes into the next question pretty well, and I think many would think that having a name like Lady Gaga behind the brand would, one, make it very easy product to sell, and two, speculate that you have this enormous marketing budget that you can just go ham with. However, you guys don't take the name behind the brand for granted, and you actually have a pretty robust digital marketing strategy in place. Can you give us an overview of kind of this funnel, this marketing funnel that you have, and what are some of the key initiatives at each stage?
Yeah, so we're really lucky. We absolutely have a huge platform and a huge built-in audience just due to the nature of who our founder is. So we definitely, that's definitely something that a lot of brands can't say, and so we're super lucky from that perspective. But of course, we don't necessarily just rely on her reach or organic channels to really drive our growth. So of course we have our organic social channels. We have email and SMS for retention. We have influencer and PR with tons of activations and relationship management with a lot of our influencers and key partners. But of course we have performance marketing as well. And that team really works on driving brand awareness for more of our beauty audience that doesn't necessarily automatically buy what Lady Gaga is going to put out in the world. And of course, things like retargeting and all of the types of funnel activities that you'd expect.
Super good point. I think in a little bit, we're going to get into some of those list growth tactics and how you guys are, not necessarily leaning on her name, and you're really building more of a community around the beauty community. Okay, so the next question comes from the community, and they must have been listening in on the last 2 episodes because we talked about Amazon a lot. And they asked, besides Amazon and your website, you guys don't really sell anywhere else. So the question is, how much does the brand rely on Amazon, and why not just go all in on your online store and be a 100% direct-to-consumer brand? They're asking, what's the benefits for selling on Amazon versus big beauty shops like Sephora, Ulta, Ipsy? And I guess this is kind of like a 4-part question, but you're going to kind of through all of this. Are you ever worried about counterfeit products tarnishing the brand name? All very valid questions.
Yeah, well, there's a lot here. I love this question. So I'll talk about it for a little while. So to answer one of the questions, which was, why Amazon? I think the simple answer for us was reach. When we launched Haus Labs, a year and a half ago, it was really critical to Gaga that her fans all over the world could have access to our products. And so what better partner to do that than Amazon? So we sell globally on Amazon, and we sell globally on our direct-to-consumer site as well. But for Amazon, they were just the perfect partner to be able to get that wide reach as soon as possible, while also allowing us to broadcast our message of self-love and expression in a really big way. We have done some sampling partnerships with Ipsy and BoxyCharm, which I think was part of the original question. But yes, Amazon and our D2C site are the only places we can buy our entire product line. Luckily, we really haven't had issues with counterfeit products. We have a really strong partnership with Amazon. And so if that was ever to be a concern, we feel confident we could work with them to manage the issue, but not something that we've experienced so far. Of course, aside from being a really big launch platform, Amazon kind of gives us exposure to a new audience that we wouldn't naturally have without them. And I say that because, there's probably not, there's a certain amount of people who will know that Lady Gaga came out with a beauty brand, and then there's an Amazon shopper. And so of course there's overlap there, but
right.
It's not, completely overlapping, of course. So for example, our eyeliner has been featured on the Amazon homepage multiple times. And there are certain products that people really go to Amazon for and are quick, easy buys for them. Our liquid eyeliner in particular has over 10,000 reviews on Amazon and is rated 4.5 stars. And so it's a really great platform to sell a particular product like that.
Right.
Of course. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, so I guess to follow up with that, I guess I was going to say, are you offering all of the products on Amazon, or you're offering all of the products that you offer on Amazon on your D2C site? Okay, that's fine. Are you hoping that maybe someone buys on Amazon, they love the product, but they want to learn more about the brand and the culture and the community? So you're driving them hopefully to your website, or getting them a part of some kind of welcome series or something like that. Do you guys put any kind of like card in the packaging to drive them there? Or are you just kind of relying on that organicness to get them to your website?
So you obviously, if you're selling elsewhere, you need to have a reason for people to shop direct. We do offer a lot of perks related to our D2C site and offerings. We have a few things we'll talk about later, like a free gift during your birthday month. We have a referral program. We have exclusive tips and content. And we also have a philanthropic component that you get from our D2C site that you don't really get everywhere else.
Right.
So if you're familiar with us and familiar with Gaga, one of the things that she's very passionate about is mental health. And so she has the Born This Way Foundation, which is her foundation. And so $1 of every purchase made on our D2C site is donated to that foundation as well.
Right. I love that. And that's an excellent reason to go over to your guys' website and to support that mission. So cool. No, we talk about Amazon a little bit here and there. I think these aren't bad guys. They're a great launch pad for some businesses, but our thing is really owning your customer. But I think there are different ways that you can do that and still utilize partners like Amazon, wholesale, Walmart, Ipsies, and them. So that's awesome for you guys. Really exciting stuff there. The next question is about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, because you guys had a pretty huge Black Friday, Cyber Monday holiday. And I know that we are a ways away from Black Friday, Cyber Monday 2021, which I think some of you are probably like, no, Morgan, I'm like planning that stuff right now. I don't blame you. But can you tell us about one of the most surprising things you saw, or some data points that were intriguing to you? Maybe even give us a little input into what you did for those that haven't been following you, that kind of lines up gives some context.
Sure. So I think everyone knows that Black Friday and Cyber Monday this year was bigger than ever, especially for online shopping, where we saw a lot of people shift to shopping only online and not in stores. So that's not a surprise to anyone. And I think Klaviyo even put out an article with a lot of interesting statistics about what that growth looked like Black Friday over Black Friday and Cyber Monday over Cyber Monday. And so I think a lot of that growth is unique to this year, but some of it isn't. I think one of the things that's going to continue to be a trend in future years is the shopping early trend. So we know that customers shopped early this year. We ourselves put out a email exclusive early access campaign for our Black Friday sale to encourage customers to shop early. I'm not sure how many of you were impacted by the USPS delay situation, but I think, a lot of people didn't get their gifts on time this year. And so I think people will remember that next year, whether they're able to shop in store or whether they're still shopping online. I think continuing to encourage customers to shop early and giving them a reason to purchase while they're browsing earlier in the shopping season versus waiting until these peak weeks and peak holidays and peak shopping days to give them a really great offer is something that we will continue to do in the future. And I would expect a lot of brands to do the same.
Yeah, I think this year people don't want to be telling their kids Santa is delayed again. So they'll definitely be putting promotions out there earlier, getting, encouraging consumers to purchase early so that there's enough time for shipping. Did you guys do a lot of discounting this Black Friday, Cyber Monday? Like, what are your thoughts there? Doing, and I know we're going to talk a little bit about product launches, but sometimes a topic here is discounting and how you deal with margins and stuff like that. So I'd love to hear your kind of point of view on that.
Sure. So we did our main offer during the Black Friday Cyber Monday sale was the site-wide offer, which was actually the biggest sale we've ever done. And our customers noticed, which is wonderful. And so in addition to doing that, though, we wanted to offer different types of sweeteners and different things to keep people engaged and compelled during what can be a pretty long shopping season. And so we did, free product with purchase, we did free shipping, we did free expedited shipping over certain thresholds. And so these were levers that we hadn't necessarily pulled or tried before. And so this holiday season was a really good chance for us to kind of, try things that we had seen other companies do and wanted to replicate, or try things that we had always hypothesized might work for us, and just wanted to see how they do to inform us for next year.
Mm-hmm. I love that. It's all about testing.
Definitely.
All right, great. Awesome. So I guess the moral of that question is start early and make sure that you're prepared and you're, working with your shipping partners. Awesome. So the next question, influencers are such a vital piece of the pie for beauty brands today. Instead of really costly influencers, though, Haus Labs has cultivated a really authentic community of artists and beauty buffs and super fans. I was actually reading an article, and I'm not sure if anybody else caught this, that Forbes put out. It was relating to a report. It was like this beauty report. It was like What the Beauty 2021 report. And it was saying that a really big trend this year is authenticity when it comes to influencers and reviews. We've all seen that, reviews, they're getting a little crazy with people being able to pay for them. And you guys you're on the opposite side of that. And it's truly authentic what's going on here. So I want to know, what is the secret sauce here with your community of super fans, and how can other brands listening in today who may not have, budgets for influencers or be able to do get extra reviews, really lean into their community and beauty enthusiasts to help them get their brand name out there? I think, Marm, you're going to actually take this on because this is your cup of tea.
Nice to meet everybody. Influencers have been a huge lever for us as a brand. They've also been, a huge form of brand awareness. So one of the biggest things that we really, really lean into and focus on is, entertainment, one-on-one relationship building. I've come from brands where we've done, lavish over the top events. And I really think obviously in the last year, we've been challenged with that. So building your one-on-one relationships and really forming a connection with influencers has been how we've really been able to do some of the things that we've been able to do and really grow our reach. Another thing that we really focus on as well, outside of one-on-one relationships, is really listening to our community and building from our community. So a huge thing that we lean into is, and I'm sure Katrina will also mention this, is, our house, your rules. So we don't shy away from having the difficult conversations with influencers about what do you like, what are you hoping to see more of, what don't you like. And one of the beauties of being a smaller brand and more startup is we actually do feed that information back to our senior teams of saying, even if it's comes down to a product launch, this is what our influencer community was hoping to see more of. And this is how, they're hoping for our next campaigns to look like. Naturally, obviously, we still are leading a lot of those conversations, but it's really about listening and activating the people and putting investment back in the people that are featuring our products. So we keep a close eye every single day. I do have a traditional PR background in the past. So similar to how we do our morning, or in the past, we would do our morning look through magazines, look through online to see any hits in press. We do that with influencers. We see any hits, and a simple personalized text message of, thank you so much for featuring us this week. We really love you and we really appreciate the exposure. We really still lean in heavily on that. And, through that, we've been able to build very organic relationships with bigger campaigns that we've done. Because a huge reason for that is, an influencer's fan base is not shocked to see us being featured. So we really look to that. If you've been featuring our eyeliner a lot, that's when we might suggest you for an eyeliner campaign, because your fans have been seeing our eyeliner featured on your page often. So it's very, very organic for them as well.
I love that personal touch. You go through in the morning, you see if anybody's talking about your brand. They did a video, they posted an Instagram pic simply by using hashtag. And you guys reach out to them personally and say, thank you so much. I mean, that has to make them feel so special.
Yeah, we don't necessarily lean on events too. So for example, outside of influencer birthdays and things like that, if someone's been featuring us often, we would just send them flowers as a thank you. So we don't, only look for gifting to be attached to a specific event in their life. Everything is just a thank you, and we really appreciate you. We really appreciate you featuring us. And
yeah, that's awesome. And sorry, just to AC is asking, what are you using to track the mentions? Do you have like a social media platform or like a Sprout Social or like a Hootsuite or something? Or are you just merely going by hashtag?
So we do use Tribe Dynamics to manage our community. So that's really what we lean on in the morning. It's an awesome tool to, capture all of your mentions and really keep track of your community.
Awesome. I love that. That's great insights from the influencer point of view. Katrina, what is this referral program? I am really excited. Like, this is a cool, your CSM, Allie, this is one of the very first things she mentioned. I know when you and I talked, you mentioned this, and it's very unique. And I am just so excited that you came on to share this with us. So I think we have a slide that's going to kind of show a visual of it, but let's talk through this. Let's talk through the strategy behind this, give us some tips with, how other brands can create a unique referral program for them. And let's talk about it.
Definitely. So I think, for a lot of us growing brands, one of the challenges we have is acquiring new customers and doing so authentically and in a cost-effective way. So, you were asking about how to create and cultivate this authentic community. And this is one of the really interesting tactics that we've recently tried that has helped us really be able to grow and build our community. There it is.
It's a little live. Here it is. Live from your laptop. This is okay. We are.
So up until recently, we had kind of the traditional, give 10, get 10 type of referral program where you send a $10 coupon to your friends, and then when they redeem theirs, you get a $10 thank you for your next order. And so what we found is that while that was definitely it was successful from a conversion rate perspective, it wasn't getting a ton of traction, and it wasn't necessarily the most engaging or interesting offer, especially for people who are extremely devoted and super fans of our brand already. And so this program we launched in November, I believe, or early December, and it actually allows for our brand advocates and our super fans to get free product in exchange for acquiring or sharing with a new friend, and they becoming our customer. And so in this situation, new customers, your friend can send you a free sparkle lipstick. When you redeem your coupon, they can have a selection of products that they can get for free. And we have different milestones and tiers. So the more friends that you refer, the more free products you get. And so and the products get a little bit more exciting and enticing as we go. So, the first tier, if you refer one friend, you can get maybe a lip liner or a lip gloss. And then if you actually refer 10 friends and you get up to this highest tier, you can get some of our new eyeliner formats. You can get some of this really new kind of shiny stuff that we've only launched in the last couple of months. And what we found is this is surprisingly cost effective. We're not paying for advertising. There's no cost of acquisition other than the cost of the product for us. And so this is a really fun and engaging way to really capture our existing customers and make them feel super incentivized to keep sharing as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, I love the tiers and the gamification of it. I think, if there are people that are very serious about this stuff, and they should be, right? They're excited about the product. And I know there's some questions coming in the chat. You're using Yotpo, right? For this,
Yep.
Yeah. So Yotpo has been a great Klaviyo partner. So for those of you that don't have, a loyalty or referral program, definitely reach out to our friends over at Yotpo. They can help you guys get this set up. But I love this, beautifully done, very simple yet very unique. And I know you cannot tell me numbers or anything like that, but it's going really, you guys have seen great success with this.
Yes, I can say that it's doubled our referral success.
Amazing. Oh, that's great. That works for me. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. Sparkle lipstick. I love that. Okay, so next question. Besides influencers and the referral program, you guys have some pretty cool list growth tactics. Can you share with the community listening in today what one or two examples of this is?
Sure. So from a very basic perspective, we do testing and optimization of our email capture on our website. So where is the modal place? What does it look like? What's the offer we're giving? And so that's a very easy way to get quick results to understand if you're capturing emails in the most effective way. Really, so that anyone who comes to your site is almost immediately on your list. Aside from that, we use a product announcement strategy that allows us to collect emails before a new product launches. So if we're launching a new product, we'll usually announce it a week ahead of time, give or take, depending on the product. And so we drive customers to our website with the product page where you can't buy the product yet, but you can browse, you can look at pictures, you can read the descriptions and learn all about it. And on that page, we allow for customers to sign up for a notification when that product is ready to buy. And so that is one of our most successful list growth tactics, because we are often driving so much traffic to those pages, and we're getting traffic from people who are already on our list and people who aren't. And so we're leveraging the back in stock feature of Klaviyo to kind of do the opposite. So it's more of a pre-launch tactic, but it's really seamless for us and allows us to grow our list really quickly when we have those key moments.
That's awesome. Great examples. Definitely strategic there. So I want to get into Klaviyo a little bit, because I understand that this is one of your top revenue generating channels. We won't share any numbers there, but you guys definitely rely on Klaviyo to help you, grow your direct to consumer, your website stuff. So let's dive in, and I want to go through some examples, and obviously you're going to give us some key tips. So Kels, let's put up the welcome series flow. Now we're going to show you guys the creative, but as far as how the flow is set up, I think, basically, and Katrina, I'm going to let you walk through this because it's your flow. So but basically it's very simple. And I'll let you take this over now, but this is your welcome series.
Yeah, great. So this kind of goes sequentially. So the one on the left is the one you'll get first as a customer. So I showed you all that slide with our letter from our fearless leader, Lady Gaga, earlier. And so the first connection point you get from us as a brand is a snippet from that letter to really remind you why Haus exists and what her connection to the brand is. In addition, if you signed up via our website, you will get a promo code for your free shipping offer. And so that auto-populates a unique code for everyone at the top of the email itself. The second touch point is only for customers who haven't made a purchase yet. And so if you maybe need a little bit of help orienting yourself to what our products are or some suggestions, we'll show you what our recent bestsellers are, as well as any newish products that we've launched recently. We actually switch out this creative fairly frequently, which I think is worth mentioning. So this first email here, we have every time we launch a big new product, we kind of do a takeover of our website. And so that affects the creative, it affects the color palettes we're using. And so we always like to update this first image to whatever the kind of latest and greatest product and imagery and vibe is. And so same for the second one. So if we recently launched our 4-way eyeshadow palettes, we want to make sure that those products are being featured for every new customer that really comes in and joins our list. Right. And then our third touch point in our welcome series, which is super successful for us, is our birthday gift. So it is, of course, data collection for us because we get to know what customers' birthdays are. And then secondarily, it's a really great repeat purchase driver or first-time purchase driver. So the way the program works is a customer gives us their birthday and they will get a special surprise gift during their birthday month if they place an order. And so by giving that data to us, we set them up in a separate flow where we make that happen. And the gift is a kind of surprise and you kind of click to reveal. And so it's also a good traffic driver to our site. We get a lot of people who click because they want to see what the gift is.
That's awesome. I love that. Just a few things to call out. I was looking at this flow and the visuals are obviously stunning. So it really investing in visual. I think, there's times that you can have that plain text email, right? That I think does have an impact, but I think it's a little different when you're a beauty brand because it is about that visual and that creativity and just seeing what it looks like on others and how you can create that for yourself. So that's number one. And to your point, switching out creative. Super important. We've talked about that with other brands, making sure that you're not keeping it stale, you're keeping it fresh. And then all of this falls within kind of a 10-day window. Have you tested that? Have you tested like the cadence of these flows? And have you found that the 10 days is your sweet spot?
So we did a lot of testing when we initially launched this particular series and we were adding touch points. What we tried to do is we tried to align the welcome series with what our natural customers' purchase behavior was. So let's say, they sign up for our list and we know that they are going to more than likely convert within a certain number of days. We want to make sure we're giving them the information they need to do that as soon as possible. And so I believe we started with a bit of a longer series and we ended up condensing it due to data that we found.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So testing. And then as far as like how many, so that, and then you and I kind of talked about this, is like how many emails you're sending so that it's not weird. Like they're getting one email, but then they get this next email a couple hours later. And how do you control all that? And how does Klaviyo help you do that?
For sure. So we have, I think, about 20 flows that are currently running. And there are definitely certain ones that are more relevant certain times than others. So if we're running a big sale or a big product launch or some big initiative that we're really rallying all of our communications around, we will suppress certain flows that are cross-sells or things that just don't really align with the message. So like Black Friday is a great example. If you're getting emails from us during that time, it should really only be about Black Friday or a cart abandon so that we're pushing people to convert. A lot of the other stuff is obviously really important, but not during key times of the year. And so whenever we have a list of what those flows are, when we launch a campaign, we simply just, put them on pause, put them on manual, and we'll send them after that campaign is over so that we're not overwhelming people too much with conflicting or confusing messages when we really want them to just do one thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really important to keep in mind and consider when you have so many flows and campaigns going. So having kind of a schedule for yourself or some kind of content, organizer to help you organize that. Okay, so next in Klaviyo, I want to talk about your product launch campaigns. So which one was your best performing one and why? I pulled this data on the back end, and I came to you and you were like, yep, that was our best performing one. So I think we have a visual of the campaign. Talk us through this. And I apologies. This is actually beautiful in the email format because it's there's animations going and you have Giphies and that palette opens up, and I don't know how to save that. So just so you guys know, for some context, it's beautiful with some animation. But tell us why this performed so well and what was the strategy behind this, and what worked and maybe what didn't. Like, what would you do next time differently?
Yeah, so for a lot of us who've been with House from the beginning or even after we launched, I think a lot of us will look at the Stupid Love palette campaign and product launch as kind of one of the shining moments and one of the most fun and exciting things that we really did as a brand. And so I think, you know, the reason why this was so successful simply is that it's really closely connected to Gaga herself. So for those of you who are familiar with her music and have kind of been following her this year, she launched a little album called Chromatica. And so this palette was really closely tied to her first single off the album, which was Stupid Love. And each of the shade names, I'm not sure that you can actually see them in this email. I just saw the comment. That's great. But each of the shades are actually named after a song on the album. And so we actually released this palette before the album launched. And so there was so much buildup and so much excitement for this album that this palette actually sold out in 3 days and was a really big part of, I think, what made a lot of Gaga fans feel excited and like they could celebrate the upcoming album. And so it sold out in 3 days on houselabs.com. We brought it back for the holidays. It sold out again. So this was definitely something that customers were really excited about, and it was like the perfect connection of music and makeup and Gaga and everything she's about. And so it's, you know, very clear why that was such a success for us. But it's definitely one that we will all fondly remember because it was such a fun time.
So I have two kind of follow-up questions from that. So the first one is, well, maybe it's a question and then it's kind of a statement. But I guess the question is, like, are you guys going to continue, since this worked so well for you, are you going to continue to, you know, use content that, like, when I say content, I mean like albums or songs that Gaga's putting out and tie it to that? Or are you looking to move more towards like education of the products and really relying on the product and not so much like her music?
You know, I can't say, but I would say that, you know, unfortunately, she's not going to launch an album every time we want to launch a product. So there's definitely, you know, it's not the most sustainable approach. And so while we love connecting to Gaga and her music whenever we can, it's not going to be the reason why we grow as a company for the long term.
Yeah. So following up on that, I think it's important to remember that you don't need a Gaga to have a successful campaign. I think, and you and I were talking about this, like find what's special about your brand, right? Maybe it's an anniversary. Maybe it's, you know, the first dollar you made, and send out a campaign around that, you know, make that a special moment for you and your brand. You know, maybe, you know, your owner turned 80, or I don't know. You find creative things about your brand and create campaigns out of them. Why not? Like, make it different. Because I think people are always, and I think this is actually a question that we might get into towards the end here, is coming up with some different ideas. But all right, let's keep moving. You don't blast everyone. Do you do segments? Yeah, you do a lot of segments. I think we talked a little bit about that. But for this Stupid Love palette, was that like a major blast, or did you really segment that out?
Yeah, so product launches are one of our best engagement drivers. So most of the time, those will go to everyone at some point or another. But most of our non-launch campaigns will generally go to just our most engaged segment. But yeah, product launches are an example when pretty much everyone sees it.
Cool. And then you guys have a pop-up on your website. I want to put that up because it grabbed my attention. So Kelsey, if you want to throw up the pop-up with, I think it's like the black and red lipstick. So let's talk about this. I think this relates back to your referral program. And when does this come up on the website?
Yep, so this actually fires on our order confirmation page after you place an order. So immediately after you've placed an order, if you're excited about it, we want you to tell a friend. And so we think this post-purchase is quick, and this actually is really great click-through rate. So we definitely are able to track those metrics really easily in Klaviyo, and we're able to drive more people to our referral program that we just talked about through this pop.
So instead of the customer purchasing the product, getting their product, getting a thank you email from you and talking about the referral program, it's immediately hitting them with, hey, we know you're super excited you just bought this. We can't wait for you to get it and try it. But in the meantime, while you wait for it, get into the tell people about it. Good strategy there. Okay, so moving right along. Let's see. You guys are going off of segments. You guys are using segments and customer data for reporting across the business, not just email. Let's talk a little bit about that, because I think that's a big thing. Data's power, and there's a lot of data in Klaviyo that you can use to drive business decisions going forward.
Definitely. And believe it or not, until very, very recently, we didn't have any sort of analytics team or resources. And so everything that we were pulling for a super data-driven team, we were all doing completely ourselves. And so to be able to leverage just creating a quick segment in Klaviyo to understand a certain type of behavior, you know, how many customers have bought this product and this product, it's so valuable for us and takes very little time. And so as far as making quick decisions, getting quick insights, Klaviyo has been incredible and really critical for us.
Yeah, awesome. All right, I got 2 more questions, you guys, and then we're jumping into our faces. This question comes directly from the community. What has been one of the most engaging content? I read that wrong. What has been the most engaging content you've put out? How do you continue to come up with fresh content?
Yeah, so Morgan, you just mentioned it. Really, what is special about your brand, and really tying things to that? Is there a certain authority figure within your industry or within your brand, whether it's your CEO or your product developer or someone who can really share an interesting perspective on your products or how to use them? For us, you know, we're lucky enough that we have Gaga and we have her makeup artist, Sarah Tano, who can kind of always hop in and give quick tips or ways that they like to use our products, and maybe ways that you didn't think of yourself. But there's definitely some way to tie that to each of your brands if there's, you know, someone that you feel like can provide an interesting perspective. I've seen a lot of brands do like, here's a rundown of a bunch of our employees' favorite products and how they use them. And, you know, it doesn't necessarily need to be a Gaga. It can be anyone.
Right.
But so that's really done well for us. I mentioned the birthday, that birthday welcome series is really engaging. People are very excited about things like that. And then flows. I mean, if you have gaps in your content calendar, having a lot of automated flows is a really great way to make sure customers are still seeing content from you and also making sure it's relevant to them.
Right. I love that. That's great advice. All right, last question. And this is a little bit more thought leadership. How do you see the, e-commerce beauty brands innovating and evolving in the next few years? What should they be keeping an eye on? Where should they be putting their dollars, their marketing spend? Any advice or insights you have on that would be awesome to hear.
Yeah, especially in beauty, the shift to online shopping is huge and really disruptive. And so I would say investing in the online experience and things that will make a customer feel assured that they're buying the right shade, that the product is going to do what they think it's going to do, setting their expectations, I think is really important now and probably more ongoing. I think, trying samples in Sephora is not going to be the same experience that it's been up until now. And so thinking about how you can solve for those things in a fully digital way, it will be really interesting and challenging when you don't have things like buying the product in store or trying it in store. I know virtual try-on is something I've been seeing a lot more of, whether it's for lipsticks, complexion products, those sort of things, leveraging technologies like that to make a customer feel like they're getting the experience of sampling or trying it on without having to leave their home.
Also to jump in there to support, that's obviously one of the challenges that we also face, because we're not in a Sephora and we often get people asking us for swatches and looks. And that's really why we leverage a lot of influencers to ensure that, if you can't see it in person, you can see it in a YouTube video or on an Instagram story. And then we also work a lot with our teams. Like influencer relations is not only just PR, we work across our whole company to ensure that if we do get a great piece of asset, that we're able to, connect with the influencer, ensure that they're comfortable with us sharing it across social or in email, etc.
Awesome. Good piece of advice there. Yeah, I think the virtual try-on was another 2021 trend in the beauty industry that I saw for 2021. So definitely keeping an eye on that there. Well, it was great chatting with you both. Thank you so much for sharing these tidbits to help other brands kind of take the next step on their journey and level up their marketing and, get Gaga, approved marketing. Before we get into the glam and express ourselves and do the giveaway, I'd love to know how you guys enjoyed the show today. I got to find my poll button. This is anonymous. We just do this now because obviously this information is important for us to keep running a successful show. But I do this now because none of you ever do my post-event survey. So I'm not going to say none of you. Some of you do it. But I do this now so that we can keep moving forward with creating great content for you guys and giving you what you need to succeed. So while this runs, Maram, I'm handing it over to you. What do we need for this class? Talk to me.
So we're really just going to be talking about leveraging products that you might have existing and just expressing yourself through them. So I'm going to be playing around with a couple of our Glam Attacks, which is our shimmer powders, while also talking to you about some of our other products. But if you have any multi-use products or liquid eyeshadows, just bring them out. Or if you don't have any of those and you just have some of your favorite products, just play around with them while we chat.
Okay, sounds good. I have a couple things here. I did not have you. You all are going to be like, you don't have any Gaga products? No, I love her, but I don't have any products from you guys. It is on my list to order some. Been a little busy, but I have some products here, so I'm excited. Let's go through this.
Holy. Also, if there are any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I do have the chat room open. So to get things started, I'm obviously picking my favorite products because someone actually gave me the platform to do so. So I'm going to do that. Some of my favorite products that we make are our Glam Attacks shimmer powders. Oh, wow. Starting off great. I know how to use Zoom. So these are shimmer. The thing that I love the most about these is they come in different shades and 2 formulas, which we'll talk about the formulas real quick, but they're multi-use. So you can put them eyes, cheeks, lips, whatever you want. So back in the day when traveling was really big and we used to do that and we used to get really excited about it, this would have been your awesome travel product because you could take it with you everywhere. So I'm going to show you how I like to use them and we can go from there. So the 2 formulas that we have is a shimmer powder and then a creme. And the creme is more of a full pigment, whereas a shimmer powder, you can layer it, but it really gives you a little bit of that glossy eye without the stickiness, which is awesome. And you can also use it to highlight. My favorite shade is called Frosse Bronze. It took me a little bit to figure out the pronunciation, but hey, it's fun. So it's a bronzy shimmer with a little bit of a pink pearl. So I'm going to apply it. I like to apply it directly on my eye. And I actually, some people like to blend them in. I like to tap because I feel like that really gives you, brings out a shimmer. And that's also a great tip if you're using a liquid eyeshadow. Wiping tends to kind of just smear it around. I like to tap because then you're really setting it, you're drying it down and you're getting your full pigment. There we go. My other favorite thing is if you want a little extra highlight, a little monochromatic look, I like to put it right on my cheekbones and check out that highlight.
Oh, I love that. I love a multi-use.
Me too.
You know what I mean? I like that if I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I need one thing that I can go to just add a little pizzazz to my face so that people aren't scared.
I feel like a multi-use product is the ultimate express yourself product. And, that's a huge thing. That's why I didn't necessarily, Katrina and I talked, we didn't really want to do a full tutorial because there's no such like, I don't believe that there's such a thing as like, this is how you have to use eyeliner, this is how you have to use eyeshadow. Everything is about what you want it to be. Makeup is fun, makeup is expressive. And that's the beauty of artistry, is you're not really attached, there's no formula. And that's a huge thing that Sarah Tano always talks about, you know, is she has used products in so many different ways, which has really innovated how we create our products. Oh,
there's some chat going on in here about eyeshadows and eyes and oily skin, and we got a ton of different comments going on, but
let's do it. Questions about a cream. So I'm going to show you the cream. So cream products don't have to be intimidating. I know that I actually have really oily eyelids. I'm sharing so much information. We're really becoming best friends here. But what I actually like to do is a good eye primer. So this is like the cream, and you can see the differences is like shimmer, more full-blown pigment. A lot of makeup artists actually really like to use the cream, the cremes as a lip, like a matte lip gloss, essentially, because it'll give you that beautiful sheen, but it sets. So when it comes to a cream eyeshadow, it really depends on the formula. Ours really set to be dry, but they keep this beautiful foiled look. Another trick that you can do is if you have setting powder, or if you really love setting powder, I actually set my eyelids. I'm a little extra, so I will put eye primer on and then I'll set it with my powder, like I'll bake my eyelid and then I apply my product. Nothing is moving.
There's nothing extra about that. That's amazing. That's called preparation.
On my face except my smile. That's it. Just keeps getting bigger and bigger, hopefully throughout the day. I saw a couple of questions about eyeliner.
Yes.
Eyeliner is such a personal product. So tips and tricks, my biggest tip is really, if you're going to be quarantined inside, play around, practice. The worst that's going to happen is you'll just wash it off. We do have, which is one of hands down the best things that's ever existed, is our eyeliner. And the beautiful thing is we just launched our micro tips. So if you are a little bit intimidated by liquid eyeliner and you're still practicing, I would highly suggest trying out a micro tip, because it is like, you can see the difference. Yes. So you can get really, like, if you're afraid about basically making mistakes and continuing to go bigger and bigger and your eyeliner gets thicker, you have a lot more flexibility with something like this, because it's not drawing a very thick line to start with. Another one of our products that I really wanted to speak to, that's one of my favorites, and when it came out, we got so many questions, is our lip powder. So it's a lip powder, and this was actually created with Sarah Tano, thinking, yes, Katie Jane Hughes is incredible, and she does have really amazing eyeliner tips. Highly support checking her out, her channels. Our lip powder was actually created with Sarah Tano. Like, her thing behind this product is she often uses eyeshadow on top of lip product. So in a lot of Gaga's past looks, she will use an eyeshadow to set her lip or to make it a little bit more vibrant. So that's why this product was created. And the beauty of this product is you can actually, it's also a multi-use product, so you can use it as blush. So if you really wanted to create a monochromatic look, that's really awesome. I also, you know, if your products have been tested and approved for playing around in this way, blush is really awesome to use on top of a lip if you want to make sure that it mimics your cheek color. Also, as an eyeshadow, it's another beautiful product to use if it's been tested that way.
Yeah, I never knew that you could use a blush or an eyeshadow on your lips. That's incredible.
Yeah, I think, you know, any powder form product is really going to set. Right. So, you know, there's obviously liquid lipsticks out now, and there's so many different formulas. But really, if you just wanted to play around with what you have and you wanted, I know monochromatic looks are really in, so that's a fun.
Yeah. I've watched some of the videos. This one girl, she like drew a star on her eye. I was like, oh, this is very like Kiss, Guns N' Roses. Like, I love this.
Yeah.
And she used an eyeliner and just, I think, like a blush or a powder from one of the Stupid Love palettes. And it was amazing. It was so fun.
Yeah, that's another thing about, our Stupid Love palette, that the reason it was just such a huge success is the undertones. Like it looks like like when you look at it, the first things that pop out are blues, silver, and you're like, ooh, but there's actually a lot of different undertones in there. There's a lot of warm toned neutrals in there that you can use for every day. So it's actually like the perfect palette on the go, because you can create everyday looks, and then you can create like vibrant blue eyeshadow looks, even though I believe that you should be wearing blue eyeshadow every single day.
Yes, blue eyeshadow all day, every day. All right, Marm, why don't you show us one more thing, and then we're gonna do the giveaway question.
Awesome. One last thing. Okay, I'm gonna talk about our Glam Room palette. The beauty of this palette, you can see it's been used a lot. So speaking to what Katrina was talking about, we really pull a lot of, Gaga obviously creates all these products with us. So this is a palette that she created to really pay homage to, her earlier days, where she used to, she's the ultimate transformative artist. So she used to use eyeshadow to really reshape her eyes, contour her nose. And so a lot of these products, you can use multi-use as well. The colors are inspired for, you can do a contour in here, you can highlight, and so forth.
Love it. Amazing. So I was kind of looking through the chat as it looked like people were interested. Sorry, Fred. Hopefully you're enjoying the beautiful woman here showing you. Maybe you can give tips to your daughter or your wife, whoever, but awesome. Thank you so much, Marm. That was so helpful. And if we had more time, we'd definitely go all out with a look. But we are at time. So Katrina, giveaway question. Let's do it. Do you know it? Okay, let's do it.
Good. Thanks for sticking with us. So our trivia question is, what do our customers who sign up for the referral program get with their first purchase? And I think it goes in the chat. Yeah.
So, okay.
Great.
So we mentioned that, see, people got fast fingers. I love that.
That's awesome.
It cannot just be lipstick, and it cannot just be sparkle. It needs to be sparkle lipstick.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Mike D, which Mike D, I think you won last time. Nice. That was A for effort, but you forgot the sparkle. Rachel, you got to say the lipstick with the sparkle. Caitlin Z, sparkly lipstick. We'll give it
I think that counts.
So,
yeah.
All right, go Caitlin.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi. You are the winner. You are getting $100 gift card towards Haus Lab products. So we will be sending that to you shortly. I want to give a huge thank you to the ladies over at Haus Labs. Clearly, I'm a fangirl, but we are all huge fans of you guys here at Klaviyo, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Thank you for providing such great insight to our community who's listening in today. Speaking of those listening in today, this show would not be what it is without you. So thank you for coming back each week. Hopefully, if you were new today, you loved it, and we'll see you next time. But we honestly, it's truly you guys who inspire us. So thank you for being here. Next week, we're taking a little break, you guys, but we'll be back on February 9th to celebrate Black History Month with some of our incredible Black-owned businesses. So we'll keep you in the loop with that. Lastly, you're going to be getting an email from me shortly after this with a recording and some of additional resources that are going to help you grow in 2021 and own your destiny as a business owner or even a marketer for a company. We have a new community forum. If you guys have not joined it yet, there's information on how to join the forum to continue this conversation in the email that I send you. So make sure you hop over to the forum. And that's it, you guys. Stay safe and have a fabulous